Alright. Oh, tangled up here. Alright. We left off just about to start a little bit of CSI, as I recall. Yep, this is Manaan. I'm just starting in the Manaan area, basically. More or less. Yeah, this guy's not involved. Mm-hmm. Alright. Exactly where. That's for that word. Do I have to go back to the judges? I think I have to go back to the judges.
Hey Tyber, how's it going? Ah, glad to hear it. Hey, this stuff's all for the Republic embassies, so can you just bill it to them?
Okay. Need to come in here. So yeah, we got somebody accused of a murder, I think it was. Got to investigate that. Actually, there's some other stuff to investigate as well, I think. I think it was the west section. And then, what other quest do we have here? Cell cap. Find out what's happening. Guy's missing daughter. Or the embassy for something. We'll do that later though. Let's get this murder trial thing out of the way. Was here? Or I think we gotta go to the High Court first. I specifically avoided starting this last time because I knew it was gonna be a week before I played again. I didn't want to forget everything about it. Was it you? Yeah, I know my armor restricts some of the force powers. I'm not taking most of those powers. I'm letting Bastila do the powers thing, while I just basically tank stuff and hurt things. Okay, you're not the guy to talk to overall. Okay, here we go. Oh, also.
Simply because it was real does not mean Sunny would have overlooked it being in Elas's hand.
I can't get any more info out of you?
Speaking of that injury, has it been taken into consideration, Your Honor?
You're not getting any information out of these other guys? I'll have to go talk to the guy himself as well. Alright, I'm gonna go see if I can talk to the accused guy in the holding cell. That's a good point, Rockbinder. How do they see forward at all? That's an excellent question. And the sides of their snout do get in the way of their eyesight. Maybe that's why they keep moving their head side to side.
How can I help?
No, not you.
Then I...
Let's talk to the fish. Something is very fishy here. Everything is fishy here. That's why I've got this thing on my face, so I don't have to smell all this fish. You ever been to a fish market? This is 10 times worse.
Jolie, what are you doing here? Alora sent me, Summary. I'm here to get you out of this mess. The courts went and made us arbiters for your case.
Just like old times, eh, Jolie?
You come swooping in out of nowhere to save my tail from the fire? You saved my wrinkle butt more than a few times as well, friend, if I recall. But there'll be time for catching up later. Right now, we need to focus on the case. The case is a complete frame-up. Anyone looking at the evidence could see that. Or so I thought. But the cellcasts seem to think that there's enough to go to trial. There aren't any witnesses. All that evidence against me is circumstantial and completely flawed.
Holy mackerel, I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Go ahead, ask.
So
ask
true.
what you need to. I've got nothing to hide. How would they know? They weren't there. I heard some of the witnesses said that too, but I swear she was alive when I left. I wonder if the Sith have been putting pressure on people to get them to convict me. It wouldn't surprise me at all. They've had it in for me since the war. You should ask everyone about that. They might admit to helping the Sith under pressure.
Indeed.
Go ahead, ask. Ask what you need. Oh. Well, I was at the hotel, I admit. And I did meet Alasa there that night, but it's not what you think. I was working with Republic intelligence. We were pretending to feed information to the Sith. Well, I turned Alasa into a double agent working for us. It was going well, too, until she turned up dead. Maybe the Sith had found out I was turning her and had her eliminated.
Probably.
But let's look at the facts they've given. Alasa was brutally killed. Think about that. She was a Sith, trained in battle, and I'm just a crippled old man. My war injuries make it difficult for me to walk, even to hold things. See how my hands are shaking? How could I kill a Sith warrior at close quarters? I ask you. Further, they say they found my hero's cross at the crime scene. Would I leave my war medal behind if I killed someone? Even I'm not that stupid. Obviously, the Sith planted the cross. And what about the lack of forensic evidence? Skin and hair samples, clothing fibers. Why isn't there anything like that at the crime scene? Sounds like an obvious frame-up to me. I hope you can see how the Sith are manipulating the Cellcat, and probably even you to set up this against me. We need to get this over with quickly and clear my name. Anything else I can help you with? I want my arbiter to be well prepared before we go to trial.
You can drop the greatest warriors. That's true, but I think there's evidence that she was shot in the back. I don't remember correctly.
Guess you could interview witnesses at the hotel where the murder happened. The Cellcath already did that, but the fish folk don't have much rapport with offloaders. Maybe one of them was holding something back. But I think you'd be better off investigating the Sith themselves. Maybe you could find some proof they planted evidence to frame me. Though that might mean figuring out a way into the Sith embassy. Anything else I can help you with? I want my arbiter to be well prepared before we go to trial.
That's good for now.
Very well. Once you've gotten enough evidence to go to trial, just tell the warden we're ready. The sooner I get out of the cell, the better.
Okay, well, we certainly don't have that yet. Let's see. We can get into their embassy, that would be awesome. If we can. Where the hell's the hotel? Yeah, pretty much, Doggo. By the way, Doggo, do you remember where the hotel was?
I hear you've been appointed as arbiter in Sunry's trial. My husband is innocent. Please don't let him go to jail for a crime he didn't commit. Find the real evidence. That's all I ask. The real evidence will prove Sunry didn't do this.
She did it. Yep, it was this lady right here. He was having an affair with Alasa, and the wife killed him. Killed her. Through Central. Yeah, that's a good point, Doggo. You did mention that before. Yeah, okay, let's see. Oh, document. Probably in the east somewhere then, I guess. That was the Kolto place. Job. Okay, so we're gonna explore this section. Maybe it's here somewhere. Explored much of this yet. Yes. Ah, the hotel. Perfect.
You're the one defending Sunry now, huh? Well, the hotel's open for you. And I guess I gotta answer any questions you want too.
Yeah, Rock Band, I'm in the same position that I played this game before, but it was such a long time ago that I barely remember much of anything.
The Sith woman, Alasa, rented a room in the hotel. An hour or two later, Sunry comes in and goes to her room. A couple hours later, I hear a blaster shot and see Sunry running. He can't run good because he's a cripple, but he still was going pretty fast. I would swear he started after the shot, though. Yeah, I'm pretty damn sure he left after the shot went off. No, I don't think so. I mean, it's possible, just barely. But I wouldn't say that to the court.
Oh, we could use Force Persuade on... Though, I'm pretty sure that's going to be Dark Side.
What do you want to know?
Let's just use my Force powers to influence the outcome of his trial. That's okay, right?
Alasa used to rent rooms here every week or so. Then Sunry would come by a couple hours later and stay all night. It doesn't take a genius to figure out what was going on.
That's a good point, Delve. I've actually played this twice before. Like, once light side, once dark side. But I think I played them in close proximity to each other. So it's still been a long time.
There were only 2 other people in the hotel when it happened. One was a Rhodian named Glupor. Seems like a really dirty, shifty type.
Glupor, what a name.
I don't let his kind in here. I'm a reputable businessman, you know. But there weren't many people here, so I decided to take a chance. The other is a regular named Firith Me. He's a Pazak player. Probably an addict, but he claims he's big in some circles. Don't know anything about him other than that. Anything else you want to know?
That covers it.
Well, okay. If you need anything else, I'm gonna be right here.
Thank you, sir. Waiting droid, talk to me. Beep boop. Interesting. Interesting. Alright, Gloop.
Glupor tong hit wanaji sarkat agi inko tune glupor mulira chuna mulira tonk glupor ki glupor yon tung chiwi ita bola un jikne mulira glupor kon muli slim glupor king panik chalora kun glupor chi ita kanki chana kilikon glupor nibo jimata wipun nage Glupor tong hit wamaji sarkat ag inko tune.
Oh, there's a mobile version of this game? That sounds terrifying.
Glupor picha ge borang turang glupor wangki.
Oh, no one paid Glupor to do it. Why would you just blurt that out? If you weren't actually paid to do something, why would you just blurt out, nobody paid me to do this, totally. Alright, now I'm gonna use Force Persuade, though. This guy's hiding shit.
Lupor Chang Wapa Chingo Shang Li Chama Ucha Wish Uyong Kung Lupor Tang Itwamachi Lupor Tang Abag Shang Lupor Non Pitesa Yun Patisa Lupor Chiwi Aita Katong Chicha Lupor Nibo Jimata Wipuna.
Buddy, I'm not giving you money because then that's gonna just taint this evidence.
Lupor Kakinja Nawabakaon Wuf Mala Nibo Lupor Jimata Wipunage Lupor Rankaja Tongchi Abagja Lupor Kach.
Alright. So now we know. Well, I mean, it was obvious that the metal was planted, but now we have proof.
You with the cell, Kath? You here to see me about the murder, too? I told the damn fish everything I knew. What more do you all want from me? Sunry, I only heard of once or twice in passing. Some sort of old-time war hero against the Sith. Seen him around in the hotel, too. Going to Alassa's room always, of course. Kept the rest of the building up half the night with their damn antics usually.
Damn, that sounds hot.
I'm not saying anything like that. What they did in that room in private is their business. And there isn't any rule against Sith and Republic seeing each other for personal reasons. Although if you think her Sith master didn't know, you must be fooling yourself. Oh, well, Alassa was a Sith, so of course she'd have to have someone above her. Yeah, I didn't see anything.
Oh, I totally believe you. You know you want to tell me.
You know, I think I could trust you. Heck, I don't even know why I shouldn't tell you. Well, one time, I saw Alassa coming in wearing this big cloak. I was on my way to my room, and she normally wears stuff like that, so I didn't pay her too much attention. But this time, I accidentally brushed up against her. Accidentally, of course.
Of course.
And her cloak fell open. Now, I don't have any qualms about the Sith. I leave them alone, and they leave me alone. And seeing as how Alassa had a Sith lightsaber under her cloak, I'm not going to poke that hornet's nest.
Sounds wise.
Seems so. But I'm not getting myself in any further with the Sith. I know how ruthless they are. Now, that's all I'm going to tell you. I'll testify it to the court, but you aren't going to get anything else out of me.
How did I get a dark side point for that? Come on. Hang on. Let's reload. I'm not accepting that dark side point. Let me just double check. I do have... Yeah, okay. I did save it after talking to him. Astela.
I'm here.
Yes?
Walk out of the way. All I first persuaded him was to make him tell me what he knows, not to...
You with the cell, Kath? You here to see
like
me?
Lie about anything.
And the...
Did you see?
I didn't see anything.
Ah.
100... I was in my room, minding my own business with the latest copy of Pazak Weekly, checking out the listings for the big tournament that's going to be held here soon, when I heard a blaster shot. Being still alive, and therefore smart enough not to stick my head out immediately, I didn't go out right away. I looked out after a minute and saw Glupor in the hall by Alassa's room, and Sunry running like the wind. You can't tell me that someone who was running like that, and he was pretty fast for a cripple, isn't guilty. Yes, well, I'll be...
Alright, so we don't have the information about her being a Dark Jedi, but I'm not sure if that's really relevant to the case. Honestly. Or maybe it does just help prove how difficult she'd be to kill by a crippled old man, I guess. I can see if I...
Yes?
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 I have to swap party members.
You're the one defending Sunry now, huh?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't need to get in the locked room anyway. I don't think. Ooh, mysterious man. Let's talk to him.
You, Jedi. I hear you are investigating the Sunry murder trial, are you not? This case is not at all what it appears to be. Many currents, might I say, flow beneath the surface.
Obviously.
This murder is much more complicated than it may first appear. Sunry and Elassa are proxies for their governments, and both sides want the other to fail. You can see the journey by the footprints. You understand, yes? I'm saying they both had something to do with it. They've both kept their hands in this from the start. If you want to get to the bottom of this murder, you might seek information from both the Sith and the Republic, likely in their embassies. No, of course not. You think state secrets are for sale on the common market? You would have to be devious to get what you want. Heed my advice, Jedi, and you may yet find the truths in this murder.
Thank you, weird, creepy mystery man. Let's save here. Just in case.
Welcome to Manaan. I'm Roland Wan. As the official representative
Manaan
of the
Wan.
Republic Embassy on this planet, I'm here to help all citizens of the Republic should they require aid.
I'm Roland Wan on Manaan.
I don't know much about the facts of the case, but I find it hard to believe. I never met Sunry, but he's a hero of the Republic, not a murderer. The so-called evidence against him is an obvious frame-up. It has to be. The Sith must have plotted Sunry's downfall to embarrass and discredit the Republic. If you want to solve this mess, I would focus on the Sith. That or check out the murder scene at the hotel. Talk to the other guests. Maybe they know something. I regret I could not be of more assistance in your investigation. Is there anything else? Kolto is a precious resource. Its healing powers are near miraculous. During times of war, Kolto becomes even more valuable. As long as we have the permits, we will continue to harvest Kolto and ship it to our Republic soldiers battling against the Sith. Of course, the Sith enjoy the very same privileges. If there was some way we could gain an edge over the Sith in our Kolto supply, but the Selkath are fiercely protective of their neutrality in this conflict. They do not want to grant either side an advantage. Oh, of course. Of course, I'll do whatever I can. But I'm only a simple diplomatic representative of the Republic. I doubt I can be of any use to the Jedi Council. An ancient and forgotten race. And you think it may be here on Manaan? Well, perhaps. But if you want to get information about that, you'll have to do something for me first.
Of course.
We were using a submersible reconnaissance droid in the ocean surrounding Otto City, and it was damaged. It took a data recording of the outside of the city before being driven off by the Faraxan sharks. But while it was returning to the surface, it encountered difficulties and was disabled. Its automatic systems floated it to the surface, but we could not retrieve it in time. The Sith were applying subtle pressure to the Selkath authorities for some reason we've not determined, and were able to delay us long enough that they could retrieve the droid before we did. The droid's data centers are heavily encrypted, so it will take the Sith several days, we believe, to get to its data. It was captured 12 hours ago. It is imperative that we get it back. It's heavily guarded, we're sure, in the Sith embassy here on Manaan. Since we have no remaining soldiers to spare, and certainly not our elite ones, we have no one capable of entering the Sith base and retrieving it. That is what we would ask you to do.
I'll do it.
There are several leads we've been working on to get into the Sith base. Any of them should work for you, although it might be wise to concentrate your efforts on just one. The first method that's possible is to help us interrogate a Sith prisoner we managed to catch after he tried to infiltrate our base. He's being held just inside our enclave. We think he may be able to give us the passcode that the Sith give their informers to enter the base.
Ooh.
He has proved most resilient so far.
Oh, I'm good at this.
Good. It's a logical place to start. But you should also hear about the other options available.
No, he's going to want to tell
me.
me.
We managed to pick up a crate of blank Sith data cards, the type they use for pass cards. The encryption system to unlock them is very difficult, however. But if you are more skilled than our technicians, you may be able to gain access that way.
Well, it's time for the underwater spacewalk? Yeah. Almost.
The Sith have got the Selkath to give them exclusive use of one of the main hangar bays. Visiting Sith masters use this bay to land, then take a speeder over the water.
You guys remember if there's any
external
reason why I
entrance to
would
the
need
Sith
to have
enclave.
Jolie on the team
luckless
during the
spy we
embassy
mentioned
part?
earlier had a pass card to that hangar on him. While it is surely well guarded, it may prove to be the most direct route. Here's the card. The Sith base itself is very heavily guarded. If they became aware of your presence, I fear you would be quickly outnumbered and killed. Here is a pass card to get you inside our facility. You should find all you need to get started in there. You can choose whichever of the methods you want, as long as you get in the base and get the data recording back. Which method do you think you would like to try first?
So I feel like I'm going to need T3 with me for this.
Good call. Just make sure you don't push him too hard or we might lose him. I wish you luck in your task. Should you retrieve the data recording from the droid, return it here to me, and we can see about getting you that information.
Believe you me, this guy's going to be happy to tell me everything he knows. Let's just snoop the computer room for a second.
So you're the one who's gonna try to get into the Sith base, eh? Huh, good luck, you're gonna need it. This is our main computer room here. We got the box of pass cards we got from the Sith, but we haven't been able to break their encryption yet. We have been able to decode the numeric system they use, but there are holes in our terminal sequence patterns.
I don't
the
really
encryption
care.
system is composed of 6 matrices. Each is based on a mathematical
Matrices.
method. The holes we're missing are the final number in each of the strings. Most are simple, but the final 2 matrices seem to be much more difficult. Well, the second
Not
last
matrices.
matrix has a pattern
God
looping
damn
back
it.
on itself, or something. And the last is divided into smaller subparts. Maybe the pattern for that is within each part. But I have to admit, all this is a bit over my head. I haven't even been able to slice past the first matrix, and I've been at this for hours. I've ruined a dozen cards already. But the good thing is we have a whole box of them, so you don't have to worry about running out anytime soon. Since Roland said you were cleared, you can use the computer freely. I'll be here if you have any questions.
I just wanted to check your room for loot, really. Honest with you. Give me 1 second.